Zedri on the beat.
What is up guys, this is Wizardry once again with another video. In this video I'm going to show you the essentials of mixing a track. This is how I start to mix each and every track I work on. So this is a track I'm working on right now, and let me first just show you how the track sounds like. So this is how the track sounds like, and I'll start to mix this track and I'll show you each and every technique I use when I start mixing a track. So the first thing you want to do when you start mixing a track is first route each and every element of your track to the mixer channel. So in order to do that, just double click on a single element that will select each and every channel. Then go to your mixer, right click, go to channel routing and select route selected from this track. Alright, so once each and every element in your track has been routed to the mixer, the first three things that you need to do would be volume adjustments, stereo separation and panning. So these are the first three things that I tend to do when I'm mixing a track, and I do these without adding any effects to any element unless it is something that is very apparent and it changes the sound completely. Stereo separation would be whether you want an element in your track in mono or stereo. So mono would be something that punches from the middle, like kick and basically your drums like kick, 808s and snares, and stereo is something that comes from the side of the mix. So you need to decide what elements in your track should be mono and what element should be stereo, and the third would be panning. Alright, the first thing we would do is select every element, every mixer channel, and just bring down the volume till the master volume is lower than 6 dB. Once you have done that, just start adjusting volume on each individual channel, and you have to just go by the ear. There are no rules to do this. It just depends on your personal preference, what element you want louder and what elements you just want kind of in the background. And make sure you actually take your time when you're adjusting the volume of each individual channel. So once you're happy with the volume adjustments, the second thing you need to do is stereo separation, as I told you before. And Then you have to decide what elements you want in stereo and mono. So the most of the elements in your track would be in mono. What I do is I select one sound and I put that in stereo, and then most of the sounds in my mix are in mono, and the stereo sound kind of wraps around all the mono sounds. So the drums in your mix would be in mono, and the melodic elements, you have to decide what element you want in stereo, and you cannot make the sound full stereo. You just have to find that balance, and same for the mono as well. So in FL Studio, this knob is the stereo separation knob, and the right side is the mono and the left side is the stereo. So just you can also solo each and every element and decide how much of mono or stereo you want in that element. Alright, so once you're done with your stereo separation, the third step would be panning. And this is something that beginners really tend to overlook, but it is a really useful tool. So I highly suggest you guys using it. And so you don't have to pan every element like 100% to the left or right. You just have to find that balance. And what panning does is it gives every sound their own space. So if you're using a sound that are similar in their frequency range, you can always pan them a little bit to the left and right so that they have their own space. Alright, so as you can see, I'm panning different elements to left and right, and I'm just doing it a little bit. So once I'm done with these three steps, the fourth thing I would do is EQ and remove unwanted frequencies from every element. So if element does not require bass frequencies, because we have a dedicated 808 for the bass frequency, I would remove bass frequencies from those elements, and I would remove high frequencies from 808s and kicks, so that they sit on their own frequency range and they don't clash. So as you can see, this piano has lots of bass frequencies in it, so you would select a high pass filter. So this is what you have to do, just remove the unwanted frequencies, and high pass and low pass filters would be used in almost every element. And then you can fine tune by increasing or decreasing certain frequencies. So when I'm EQing my kicks, I like punchy kicks. So what I do is I just put a low pass filter and I boost around 500 hertz to give it a little more punch so that the kick is audible and it sounds more powerful. Alright, so now I'm done EQing all the elements, and let me show you how the mix sounds. And remember, this is just by these 4 steps and you will hear a drastic change in the mix. So this is the A-B comparison of how it sounds with and without the EQ, so you can hear the difference for yourself. Alright guys, so that was the video on how I start mixing my tracks. So thank you so much for watching the video. Make sure that you leave a like and comment what do you want to see next, and I'll see you guys in the next video.